The Department of Public Health and Human Services is pleased to bring you Aging Horizons. Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, fraud, legal issues, veterans benefits, and caregiving. Aging Horizons is a program dedicated to inform and prepare Montanans on these timely issues, making a difference to you and your loved ones. Here now is today's program host.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Aging Horizons. We have a special guest with us today. She will be discussing with us the Governor's 56th Annual Conference on Aging. She will go through the nitty-gritty, the first day, what will happen on the first day, what will happen on the second day. So please stay tuned. We will be right back.
Can you say ombudsman?
Ombudsman. Ombudsman?
Uma Doodlesman? Fortunately, you don't have to say it right to get the help of a long-term care ombudsman. If you or a loved one reside in assisted living or long-term care, an ombudsman can help resolve any issue. And these services are completely free and confidential. Now, why don't you try that again?
Ombudsman.
Did you just text me?
I didn't want to disturb you if you were sleeping.
Sleeping? I'm sitting right next to you, silly.
There you are. Hey, I found a couple of Medicare helping programs online that I think we ought to look into.
It says if we qualify, we can get help paying for our prescription drugs. Oh, and there's a program that can help pay our Part B premium.
To learn more about extra help and Medicare savings programs, call your local SHIP counselor today.
Maybe I better text him.
You've probably seen some big-name celebrities on your TV lately talking about all the Medicare benefits you're missing out on. But the insurance companies who are paying for these ads may be pushing benefits not available in Montana. Fortunately, help is available from a friendly state health insurance assistance program counselor who can help you sort it all out. It's free, and we screen everyone for eligibility regardless of your zip code. It's Montanans helping Montanans. Call today.
A message from FireSafe Montana. It has been indicated that Montana is headed towards a significant wildland fire season. Now is the time for you and your community to begin your fuel mitigation efforts. Neighborhood meetings, fuel mitigation around your property, planning escape routes, practicing the route. Right now is the time for action. Your local emergency management agency can be contacted for more information. This message brought to you by FireSafe Montana and aired by the Montana Broadcasters Association.
Welcome to Aging Horizons. This is a program brought to you by the Montana Department of Public Health and Human Services. I'm your host, Wilmot Collins. We have as our special guest today, Tessa Bailey. She's the Nutrition and Evidence-Based Program Manager and also the coordinator for the 56th Annual Conference, the Governor's Conference on Aging. Welcome to the program, Tessa.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us about the conference. When is it? Where is it?
Sure. Well, this is the 56th Annual Governor's Conference on Aging, and it is put on by the Department of Public Health, along with many sponsors and vendors that help us. But this year it is located in Helena, and it'll be at the Great Northern Hotel, and it'll be September 15th through the 17th. And we are hoping everybody can join us.
Great. So what's the mission of this conference?
This conference really deals with anybody that is an older adult themselves, is caring for an older adult, so any caregivers or any people with disabilities. We really target to all areas of aging and caregiving, and that is our mission to really bring new ideas, new methods, new anything to that, and just to help people in this aging process.
So who are those that are supposed to attend the program? Are you looking at what age group are you looking at?
Sure. Well, definitely any older adults. So, those 60 plus people. But we also have a lot of providers that attend. Mm-hmm. Definitely our area agency on aging in the state. We have 9. So their staff, a lot of our senior centers in the in the state because they obviously have a lot of older adults that attend their programs. But like I said, any of the providers, long-term care, assisted living facilities, hospitals, and just any organizations that also deal in anything aging. We have AARP, we have Mountain Pacific Quality Health, and so we have all sorts of organizations too that will be there that help us put on this conference.
Great, great, great. So what are some of the topics you're going to cover at this conference?
Yes, well, this year we are definitely, they're designed to educate and inform any of the attendees on, like I said, all topics aging and caregiving. So this year we definitely have topics that cover Social Security. We're having advocacy of how our different programs in our state and our different communities and community centers and senior centers can advocate for their programs. We'll have a legislative breakdown of what happened in this past Montana legislative session that dealt with anything in our aging population. So we have a lot of sessions. We also have aging in place to emergency preparedness. So lots of hoarding is even on the table of how that affects older adults and their families. So we really cover all types of topics. So how is this conference being funded? This conference is totally self-sufficient. So we are only funded with the sponsorships and vendor and the vendor exhibit booths that we get, and then also the attendee registration. So we have really no state, local, or federal funding that goes into this conference, so it solely supports itself.
So what's the cost to the vendors who want to participate in this 3-day conference? What's that cost?
Sure. So if a vendor with an exhibit booth, those are $350 for an exhibit booth. We have sponsorship levels, and they can range from anywhere from the vendor booth all the way up to more things that they get at the conference, but up to a couple $1,000s. So it widely varies. We have every sort of level if any type of organization would like to sponsor and come and be a part of the conference. The registration fees for attendees are $100 for the conference or $50 to attend one of the days.
So I see this year is a little different because this year you start off with the summit.
That is correct.
You want to just tell the audience, what is the summit?
Sure. So this year, the Meeting Montana Long-Term Care Challenge Summit, they're going around the state, and there are 4 different summits being held. Helena will be the final one, and it is coming along with our conference this year. And that is going to be on that Monday, September 15th at the Great Northern here in Helena. This is a completely free summit, and this is open to anybody in the area that wants to learn of how to help and kind of how the state is going to move forward in the long-term care challenges that we're seeing as our aging population is just getting more and more.
You bet, you bet. So I know you will have some great keynote speakers. Can you tell us about one of them?
Sure. We have Will Phillips, and he is the West Region Vice President of AARP, and he is going to be coming and talking about Social Security and the Social Security Administration and how AARP works with them and the different things that our older adults need to know about Social Security as they age.
And I know we'll be coming to it, but I know you also have some other speakers that will be at this program, and so we're happy to hear that. You'll also be hosting a senior center panel. Tell us about that panel.
Yes, last year we hosted a panel with all of our area agencies on aging, and that was really fun about what they did in what they do around the state, because all of them work and do a little bit different things. But this year we're going to have a senior center panel, and that is going to have 4 senior center directors from around the state, and they're going to tell us about the programs that they offer at their senior centers. We have everything from White Sulphur Springs to Billings to Kalispell, and here in Helena, of course, our own senior center. And so they'll be telling us, like I said, the programs that they offer, which widely varies between rural and the bigger cities, and then also the challenges they face as this new generation of aging adults comes into play and into these programs.
That is awesome. I am looking forward to this program, Tessa, and thanks for all of that. I want you to please stick around. We'll be right back. We have more information for you from Tessa Bailey, who's the coordinator of the Governor's Conference on Aging. Stay tuned, and we will be right back.
Hey, caregivers, did you know that respite time is your time? How will you spend it?
Respite is really perfect for things I like to do, but my son isn't interested in.
Vicki Henry, Manhattan.
Gardening isn't one of his favorite things, and he knows and likes his caregivers a lot, so it's a win-win. Or even something as simple as a bike ride becomes possible when I know that someone I trust is with him.
Montana Lifespan Respite. Respite for caregivers. It's okay to need it. It's okay to want it. It's okay to get it.
It's good for both of us.
I think the most pleasant surprise when we turned 65 and signed up for Medicare Part B was finding out about our Welcome to Medicare preventive visit.
It was free, and it gave us the opportunity to visit with our doctors and establish a plan for our health going forward.
They reviewed our medical history, measured our height, weight, blood pressure, and counseled us on other risk factors.
To learn more about Medicare's free or low-cost preventive and wellness benefits, call your local SHIP counselor at 800-551-3191. I mentioned it's free, right?
Twice.
I've been shooting since I was young. It's something I've always enjoyed. I wasn't feeling like myself, but my friend noticed. He asked if he could hold onto my guns temporarily. At first, I was a little shocked, but then I agreed. I think he saved my life that day.
Medicare loses $60 million in Montana each year, $60 billion nationally. Medicare processes 4.5 million claims a day. They don't know who your doctor is, but you do. Mistakes can happen. Read your Medicare statements and call Montana Senior Medicare Patrol if you see anything unexpected. 1-800-551-3191. This project is supported by a grant by the Administration for Community Living.
Hello and welcome back to Aging Horizons. I'm your host, Wilmot Collins, and we have been talking to Tessa Bailey about the 56th Governor's Conference on Aging. Tessa, now let's talk about, I know you have different sessions, breakout sessions. You want to tell us about it?
Yes, absolutely. As I said before, we do have a lot of different breakout sessions. This year we'll be covering everything that deals with aging, or anybody that an aging or an older adult will experience or possibly experience as they age. So we have sessions from the Department of Public Health, from the Medicaid division. They'll be speaking on things with Medicaid. We have a hoarding expert coming in, speaking on how that works with the aging population and their caregivers sometimes with that. Emergency preparedness, also with the Department of Public Health, will speak on how the aging population can help with emergency preparedness and also get themselves prepared if there's a disaster or any type of weather. We have fires in our state, so that's helpful. We have speakers coming in how we can age in place. We're trying to make people have them age in their homes longer, so they don't need to go in facilities as quickly. So how can they help aging in place, and how can their caregivers help them? We have suicide prevention, because that is a big topic in our state. Montana is one of the leading states in suicide, unfortunately, in our older population. So we have a session on that. We have some sessions on common conditions in your later life, such as diabetes, heart disease, incontinence. And then we definitely have some things on what we're calling planning for peace. So this is going to deal with a breakout session. It's going to be a panel, and we're going to have everybody from an end-of-life kind of a doula, an end-of-life doula, to a hospice nurse, and then also a contract attorney that works with our legal assistance program on any of the end-of-life paperwork that needs to be in for legal work.
Okay, and I know at that conference you have the centenarian luncheon. Do you want to address that? You want to tell us a little bit about the centenarian luncheon?
Absolutely. This is my favorite part of the conference. This is such a fun event. So every year we are on the hunt and on the search for centenarians in our state. And anybody that turns 100 or above can submit themselves or their family or friends can submit as long as they've turned 100 by December 31st, and they will receive a certificate from the governor honoring this special occasion. But then we also invite them to a luncheon during the conference, and this is celebrating them and any of their peers that have turned 100. Not everybody can attend, of course, that are centenarians due to health issues, but we do get a few every year, and it's really fun. Last year we had 9 attend in Billings, and it was such a fun celebration. We even had 2 gentlemen that hadn't seen each other in years that were both 100 that connected again at the luncheon, and they didn't even know they were going to be there, each of them. So it's really a fun event, and we have a booklet that we put together of all of our centenarians and their stories, and that is just a real special event at the conference, and we honor them and their family and their guests that they bring along as well.
So I know you have some fun facts.
We do. This year, so last year we had 37 centenarians submit for certificates. And like I said, we had 9 attend the actual conference and the luncheon. So this year we have about 20. So anybody that knows anybody that's 100 or going to be 100 this year, or that is over 100. The oldest person we have submitted is 109 this year. And he is in Harlowton. And so it's just a fun story. The stories are my favorite parts. Writing up their stories are my favorite parts of my job in general. It's the best part. But some of the lovely people we have this year, a few fun facts. We have a lady, and one of the questions we always ask is, what is one of the most amazing events that they've seen or experienced in their lives? And she said hers was getting the electricity and a telephone and a wash machine in her home. She said she would never complain about washing clothes ever again after that happened. We also have a lady who was originally from England, born in England, moved over here after World War II, but she served in the British Army over there and had quite a significant role, and she was only 16 when she joined the Army and moved here after the war. So we have a really incredible stories from everybody. Everybody has an incredible story if you've lived to be 100 or more.
So is there a website where we can, people who are at the program and forget, they want to be able to go to the website? What's the website they can go to for this program?
Yeah, so it's just the conferenceonaging.mt.gov, and that has all the information. It has the centenarian information and the application for centenarians and about the luncheon. It has the conference registration. And it also has any information if businesses or organizations would like to be a sponsor or a vendor. So we have it all in one place.
So, I'm just so amazed that we have a 109-year-old. Were you able to talk to him or his family, and how is he doing?
I've talked to the people at the facility he's at, but his family did attend the conference last year on his behalf, as he is not quite able to attend. But he has a pretty remarkable story, and like I said, as anybody that's 100 or over does, they've seen a lot of changes in their lifetime, and so all of them have just wonderful, wonderful stories, and that, like I said, is the best part of my whole job, is writing those stories.
Oh man, I can't wait for that program. So don't go anywhere. We have a lot of more information for you. Tessa will be telling us about the mini grants and other things. So stay tuned and we will be right back.
Elder abuse is a growing problem, and it's happening right here in our Montana communities. At least 1 in 10 older adults are victims of physical or emotional abuse, financial exploitation, or neglect. To get help or report elder abuse, call your local area agency on aging or Adult Protective Services at 1-844-277-9300.
Every 65 seconds, someone is affected with Alzheimer's or other dementias. Many become isolated at a time when help is most needed. If you or someone you love is affected, help is available, both for people with memory loss and their caregivers. Memory loss can feel frightening, but you are not alone. Call the free 24/7 Alzheimer's Association helpline, 800-272-3900, for guidance and support.
You mean I can get help paying my prescription drug premiums?
Let me get this straight. I could be eligible for help with my family's prescription premiums even though I own my own home?
And our assets won't be counted.
If you're a Montana resident enrolled in the Medicare prescription drug program, you could be eligible for help paying your premiums. Call or visit the Big Sky RX website today to find out, even if you think you're over income.
What do you know about that? I'm eligible.
When I found out it was diabetes, my first thought was, Barb, you need help. You have to take control of this. There is help. My doctor gave me a phone number. I called and signed up with a diabetes educator. There is help. I have to put blinders on when I walk past the bakery counter. I can feel my blood sugar go up. You succeed a little at a time. If you have diabetes, help is available. You do not have to do it alone.
Ask your doctor about diabetes education or visit montana211.org.
Welcome back, and we have been talking to Tessa Bailey about the Governor's Conference on Aging, when we will continue our discussion with Tessa. Tessa, I know you have grants for different agencies. What is it? What is the mini grant?
Sure. Yes, this conference does sponsor, and it's really our Governor's Council on Aging that sponsors the mini grants, and but we award them at the conference. The mini grants are developed to help facilitate some upfront costs or some innovative ideas for our rural Montana organizations or senior centers or any of that type of thing. And really, we work to either senior centers that need kitchen equipment or updated equipment they help with. They can go to education for different older adults, programs, different community gardens. They can be a wider range of things for the rural organizations in the state.
Great. So what are those amounts? What are those award amounts that you award?
Right. So it is a mini grant. So they're not huge awards, but they are supposed to just help facilitate some funding. So they range anywhere from $200 to $1,000. And that is really just, we're not looking for big expensive projects, but a lot of people will need help. Maybe they got grants for part of a project and they need a little extra funding to help continue with it, and so stuff like that. Or they're just, like I said, getting equipment upgraded, or different programs that they just want to start and facilitate at their organization.
So who's eligible for the mini grants?
Sure. So programs, in any program, it doesn't have to be senior centers. It can be any type of organization. We've had schools apply, but anywhere in our rural Montana, but it has to be, that city or town has to have a population less than 10,000 people. So unfortunately, we're not funding anything for our bigger towns such as Helena or Billings or Bozeman, but it's our rural towns that we're really trying to help with this.
So how are the mini grants funded?
So they are funded solely from the silent auction that is offered at the conference every year. So every year people donate items for the silent auction, and then all that funding goes to sponsor the mini grants for the following year.
So last year, who were some of the recipients of the mini grants?
Sure. So last year we had the Libby Food Pantry. They needed a platform hand truck. Help funding for that, for getting food in and out of their food pantry. We had the Miles City Soup Kitchen, and they needed help with an accessible chairlift at their facility. We had the Whitefish Community Center, and that was helping with supplies for a new painting class that they were starting at their center for older adults. We had the Belt Golden Agers Senior Center in Belt to help replace some cookware that had seen better days. And then many, many more that we've done. So really, we offer just as many as we have funding for every year. So it varies because it depends on how much funding we get from the silent auction every year. But we want to help as many as we possibly can.
So in 1 year, how much do you get from the silent auction? Just an approximate amount?
We usually get between $5,000 and $6,000. So we're able to go, support, anywhere from 5 to 8 grants, depending on how much. Some of our grants aren't very much. They only ask for a couple $100s, and some ask for the full $1,000. So it definitely varies, but we're able to support usually 5 to 8 different grants every year.
So how do we apply?
Sure. So you can go to the conference website, which is conferenceonaging.mt.gov. And that has, there's a mini grant section on that homepage, and then there's an application to fill out of what, first of where you're located, because we need to make sure it's in a rural area, but then what are you using, what would you be using the funds for, and how is it going to enhance your older population or your community?
So let's talk about the registration process, all right? Tell us about the registration process, because I know my audience want to know about it. So it's very important. In order to get involved, you have to register. What's that process?
Yes, we love everybody to register. Like I said, the conference is going to be held September 15th through the 17th in Helena at the Great Northern Hotel. And registration is $100 for the conference, and they can go to the website, and there are registration forms that they can fill in. They can print it out and mail them in, or they can do online forms as well that would come just directly to me as they fill it out. And also they can either pay with a check by mailing it in, or that we take credit card as well on the registration website.
So how about hotels? What happens if can they register early and get a little discount for the hotels and all of that?
So we do have some blocks of rooms at different hotels in the state. So they obviously can stay at the Great Northern, but then we have a couple other hotels in Helena that is doing blocks of rooms at the state rate to offer for our attendees, as long as they say they're for the Governor's Conference on Aging. But yes, the $100 really is a pretty minimal charge, because that covers your lunch and any of the snacks and breaks that we have for both days, and it includes a centenarian luncheon, which is just the highlight of the conference for everybody. Everybody that's the highlight they usually take away every year, is that luncheon.
I want to hear some of those stories. So before we close, Tessa, you want to tell us about the, let's go over the dates and the location and where on the website.
Sure. Yep, so again, it's September 15th through the 17th. The 15th is going to be that day that has that long-term care summit that is free to anybody, and we ask everybody to attend that event. And then the conference starts on Tuesday, September 16th and goes through the 17th, and that is in Helena at the Great Northern Hotel. And we want everybody from older adults to caregivers to providers, everybody to come, and you just get so much out of it, and you interact with so many people, and you have a chance to mingle and get to know different organizations and people around the state, and it's really a great experience for everyone.
Wow, Tessa, thank you so much for joining us on Aging Horizons. We sincerely appreciate all this information. I'm your host, Wilmot Collins, and see you next time.
Special thanks to the Department of Public Health and Human Services for their continued support. Hosts on Aging Horizons are program specialists at the Montana Office on Aging. Production facilities provided by Video Express Productions. For more information about Aging Horizons, call the Department of Public Health and Human Services toll-free at 800-332-2272.